Good evening. I'm Ian and I am Butcher to Vegan. As I always start off with the videos, over 30 years a butcher and been vegan for over 6.5 years now. So complete 180 in lifestyle choices. So I thought I'd do a Friday night live. I usually do a Saturday night live for the regulars, but I'm actually out tomorrow, so Friday night live it is instead. So hopefully this is works. It's always a bit quiet at the beginning, which I'm used to now, but we get there. So from going forward, it's always going to be Saturday night. It's just that I didn't want to drop a week, but I'm busy tomorrow night. I've got commitments, going to ice hockey tomorrow night. See someone's in the ice. Hello, you all right? Frank is here. What's the matter, Gil? What's the matter, Gil? Frank is here. She just started something. Come on, what's the matter? Come on. She's got the fan on her, so she should be okay. If you've got any thoughts, comments, questions, please put them out there. They're always welcome. So yeah. Wait, come on. What's the matter? As soon as I start talking, Frankie gets involved. And then, Tara's asleep in front of the fan. So I think it's just too hot, isn't it? Too hot. I started this off with something slightly different. I'm sure you all have if you've got a mobile phone. I had an alert message this evening. Doesn't go into messages. Where does it go then? Severe alert issued by the UK government an hour ago. This is in a very high risk of wildfires nationally. Residents, landowners, and visitors should not undertake any activities that could start a fire, including disposable barbecues, fire pits, gardens, incinerators, or fireworks. Even a small flame can rapidly develop into a major wildfire, placing lives, homes, and businesses and emergency responders at risk. Never had one of those before, but it came up this evening, so put that out there just in case you haven't heard it. There's a fire alert, basically UK based, and it's needed. I mean, I think in the last week, we've had 3 lorries that I know of on the local motorway on the M5 within 5 miles of here catch fire. There's big fires in Wales at the moment, which the smells wafting across over to this direction. I mean, we're 30-40 miles from the border, and I'm not just saying it's just there, but what's up, Bill? Okay. But yeah. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Really appreciate it. If you've got any points, questions, get them in there. What's the matter, Gil? Yeah. Okay. Frank is a bit up. She's right in front of the fan. She hasn't been out all day. She went out, apart from the garden when she needs to go and do her business. She did go for a walk first thing really early this morning. So yeah. And it all worked out good. Where do we start? See what I'll start with. On Monday, I was having a new ob fitted. Like I said, my ob was actually okay, but it was just getting a bit old. So I got a new ob fitted. I ordered it weeks and weeks ago through Currys. The guy came Monday morning first thing, and I'd scheduled a boiler full service, gas or service and boiler for Tuesday, my annual one. And the guy came from Currys, did a test, I should say, and said it's not safe. It's it's not within the parameter of the gas. There's a leak somewhere because it's not in the perimeters of what it should be. And he said, I'll leave the ob here. He turned all my hot water off. Not my hot water. He turned all my gas off, which was the ob in the boiler, which we don't need, so we could have a coach out. And he turned it all off. He said, you've got your gas engineer coming out tomorrow, and but you need to get someone out now. You've got a leak, and I will come back Wednesday and fit it. So long story short, 30 minutes later, I've got 2 gas engineers coming in. It's well within the parameters. It was like 0.2 over a fluctuation gone dropped, whatever you call it. All the paperwork was there, what he decided, because, well, they did the test. So why didn't they? Called him, spoke to him. He said he was just being super cautious. And then they said, sorry, we can't do anything, but your engineer tomorrow will sort it out. And the engineer came, serviced the boiler, and didn't service, couldn't connect the ob back. So the guy came, a different person came Wednesday. What's that, pants a lot, eh? Hey, come on. A different guy from, it was Currys of all places, came on Wednesday morning and turned around and said, Sorry, I'm not unblock it. I can't unblock that. My colleague blocked it up. We can't unblock it. I'm like, what? So in the end, I said, look, just disconnect it. I'm not interested anymore. And I went and got a hello, Jacqueline. Nice to have. So I went and got a induction hob. Ordered it online through Amazon. I went Wednesday. I wanted to get one quit, and I've got I had a node on my work counter, so I thought I'd get this sorted. So I went online. I went to let's rewind a bit. So I took the hob back to Curry's, which is less than 2-minute drive from my house, and I went through it all. Showed him the paperwork from the guy on Monday. Showed him the service and the paperwork from the British Gas guys on Monday, and the big service on Tuesday, and the paperwork from their guy on Wednesday. And they turned around and said, yeah, we'll give you a full refund. So I took the refund. So okay, you can tell I'm tired. I'm cutting corners. So give you a full refund. I go, okay, that's great. But the refund, they didn't want to refund the delivery, which I said I could. I only took the delivery with them because they said if I took it from the shop, their engineers couldn't install it. It has to be delivered by them, and he left it there for 2 days. Palaver that was. So they didn't want to refund the delivery, and I said, well, hold it. Your engineer never took it back and told me to bring it back. So how about you give me that £20 delivery back to me for delivering it to you? And they didn't want to. What do you call it? Sorry. They didn't want to refund the installation, which never happened. I said, your guy on Monday, and I had all the paperwork, your guy. Any case, ding dong, backwards. In the end, they gave me a full refund. And I went upstairs, and I wasn't going to pay an extra £200 for an induction hob from them. And it was difficult with the size that I've got to get it fit into. So I then went to Argos. Lovely lady behind the counter. She went through everything. There was one I found online. It says it was a plug-in, but it was an hardwire one, so I couldn't get it. So I need it in straight away, sort of thing. So she then found, she found one. It's a little bit more money than I'd spent, but they couldn't deliver it till next Thursday, and I couldn't change the date from Thursday. And I'm out Thursday. It's my birthday, so I said no. So I walked away from there after half an hour. Used ChatGPT of all things, and used ChatGPT and found one, and it fits perfect, and it arrived this morning. And the flukiest thing about it all was I thought, it took up 3 days. It took up 3 days dealing with. And then I took Frankie and Digby and Lexi out this morning, first thing. And lo and behold, I pulled up on my driveway, and right behind me, the van pulled up and delivered it. So today worked out pretty good, to be honest with you, from it. So I've got a new induction hob for when I do my cooking. My only concern about the induction hob being glass is R&V are a bit heavy-handed with things, and I just worry about them breaking it by I've got the Cruzier, so I might have to get another set a bit lighter. So just plocking it down and break. I don't think it's so much R. I think it's a bit old. Let's just say she's an older lady, and I don't know how she'd cope with it, to be honest. So I might have to get a new set of pans. They have their own set as well, to be honest, but I don't know if they're induction. I could check them out. They're not here at the moment. They're in Wales visiting family for a few days. So that's nice for me too. But yeah, so that was my first week off. I'm off next week. And I know a lot of people will be at Vegan Camp Out. I had a message earlier from someone actually at Vegan Camp Out, and there's a bit of controversy going around there. And performers of at least one band have pulled out only yesterday. They pulled out yesterday. And people have turned around and put comments in their post saying, well, we're not going now. So something's going on there. I did check it out, and it's not mine to say. So, yeah. But Fars will be at Vegan Camp Out, and that was it. Yeah, I talked about Fars last week. I explained that I handed the money over, which is great. What I will say there is the video is coming up. I only did that. How much I've made from YouTube from day of monetization until July the 31st will be my next video. I'm sorry. I did the weekly vegan food shop, and then I did that. That's no longer vegan video, and it was weird because I was going to do that the other week, and I checked it out, and I thought I'm not going to bother touching this one. You know, she's no longer vegan. She's got almost 600. Come on, Frank, what's going on? Come on. Come on. She carries on panting in a minute. I'll have to go and do a towel, so just bear with me. Yeah, so Mummy Tang, whatever. She did this I'm no longer vegan video, and I saw it through. I mentioned the guy, one of the vegan channels that I watch, did a video on it, and then it transpired. And I thought, you know, I listened to her. I looked at the comments of people. They were all complimentary towards her. So I thought, you know, leave it be. You know, I'm not going to bother doing one. And then she did, up to then, 14 videos. And it was so fake. Crying after every time she went to take a bath. And this is the most wonderful. And it was all animal. It was all... Yeah, I explained it in the video. And I thought, no, this is... I am going to shout it out because some of you may or may not have watched her in the past. So I just thought I'd let you know. But yeah, I just found her so annoying. But yeah, I can't. I'm not going to check that out. Yeah, so that's for the waffle over. Sorry, Jacqueline. I hope you're okay, Jacqueline, because I know you're not well at the moment. I do hope you're okay. And thank you for coming in. So hopefully next week will be a better week for you. But as you said, yeah, in your comments, you're not feeling too great at the moment. I understand that you've had things going on, which I'm being very vague in this because I'm not going to tell people your private stuff. You know, I know I don't know all the details, but it's not my right to tell people that you're having a rough time. But thank you for logging in tonight. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, any thoughts, anything, just share them out. Please do. Yeah, the FARS, well, not the actual. It is a FARS, but the money that I've made off YouTube is the next one. And they've kind of, they've really stung small creators. And I am a small creator, admittedly, but I am monetized. So I'm fortunate in that sense. But they're making it, they're changing the boundaries from February next year to 8,000 watch hours. And, you know, I had 1,000 subscribers, which was the target back in the day. But it was so difficult to get the 4,000 watch hours, which it probably held me up a year or so. I could give you all the stats on that. I could find them out. It was so hard to get there. So, yeah. When I lean in, I'm trying to really make sure the messages come out and I've got my glass on. But, yeah, it's going to be so hard. So, if you haven't already, can I just go? I'm going to just check out, see if it's even feasible. Because it's so difficult at the moment for small creators. But I just want to check. Come on, Franks. Where am I up to? Sorry. Sorry. Oh. Sorry, I was just checking. I was looking for... Why does it come up like that? I'm actually trying to check out, see the feasibility. Sorry, guys, it was checking. The heat makes it so much worse. It's going to rain next week and then get cooler. Yeah, do you know, I do feel for you. Today has been a very limited day because it's so hot. But the weather forecast for here in Cheltenham. I mean, I'm in ice hockey tomorrow night. This time tomorrow I'll be in an ice hockey ring, so it'll be quite cool. It's 25 at the moment. So it cools down a bit. It's 26. It keeps changing. We were going to have rain Sunday and Monday, but now we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Bit Saturday and Sunday. So if it comes in, and it's going right down to next weekend, you know, from Wednesday it's going to be 21, 20. So that'll be much cooler, and I need it. I appreciate you need it more than I do, but it is forecast to get a lot cooler, and it significantly drops in tomorrow. But be honest with you, I've had some awful sleep the last few days because of the heat. I actually got up in the middle of the night and got a towel and soaked it and rinsed it and put it over my face just because I was so hot and bothered. I just couldn't switch off. But yeah, so that is good. Yeah, I'm looking at Ali's, Ali the vegan cat lady. I'm just trying to see where she stands at the moment. I don't know, I follow her. I'm trying to find. Let me do it on the phone. It's easy to do it on here. Sorry, I'm just going to try and find her because I think we need to do something to our palette, and I'm going to make a suggestion in a minute. Trust me, just bear with me. That's not wrong. What's it doing? This new creator where you got to do, and on being honest with you, you don't get a lot of money off YouTube, which you'll find out next week. You will find out, but I'm putting Ali the vegan cat lady in, and it's coming up with completely not her. So I'm trying to find out how many subscribers she's got. I think she needs out, but she's a prolific releaser of videos, which is good. Trying to find her. Sorry, guys, it's not what you want me to see. Just waffling. Yeah, it's been 30. If you saw, it's been 35 today. Now it's 30. You know, it was 30 earlier. Sorry, it's 30. It was 35 earlier, and my friend was saying he's never known it's what. And I actually had a picture come up in my old car, and it was 40. God knows where I was doing or what I was doing. I'll give you the details in a minute. I'm just trying to find Ali. I'll go into that because I came across it and I thought, that's unreal. It's so difficult to find a YouTuber. We did. Oh, I don't think you realised last week we did fruit. You know, we did vegetable the week before, and we did fruit last week. But so let's focus on you guys. Sorry, you don't want me to do that. I'm trying to find out. I'll try and dig it out later on. YouTube are pushing a lot of AI videos, which means they don't have to. They do still pay. They do pay the AI. It's a. Come on. They do actually. Those content creators that do AI, they get paid a lot. And it's the same with those where you've got like the fireplace pictures and it's just music. They get paid a lot. I mean, it's not something I wanted to do. Very beginning, it was during lockdown. I did a gaming one, just rubbish video, but I had it live. My favorite one I ever did, and I had a rescue dog, Maggie, fostered her for 4 months last year, and she broke it, unfortunately. I used to have a lava lamp, and I did a video with a lava lamp with music, but I was so small, it never took off. What they are doing, what I gather is they're cutting what they're doing, which is naughty, is by putting the boundaries, they're getting the money, they're getting the 100% of the ad revenue for longer. I mean, they got it for years off me. I think they got it 3.5 years before I was monetized. And, so they get it all. And but then, how much was it? But I've actually done part for my YouTube. What I've done is I've done how much they've paid me and all that, and I've done a list of my top videos. And the irony is, 3 of my best watched videos, 3 out of the top 5 videos, and my biggest ever short were all before I was monetized. So YouTube took every single penny there, and that's what they're doing. They're making it harder. They're taking the money for longer, to be honest. I think it's the case. But then there's a lot of pain. They're really pushing new creators at the moment. Apparently, they're really pushing new channels, and they really push it out so that people see your video. Whereas I'm in that bit. Oh God, this kind of thing annoys me. I just had to think him up on my phone. I'll do it for it now. They're doing where was I going before I got sidetracked by that notification? Yeah, they're making more money longer, but then they're pushing. I was going to do a video of mine to show you. I've only ever had. They don't push my videos. If I give an example quickly, because we get a panel, we can see how many people get to see our video. So let's go through. I mean, I'm not going through shorts. Bear with me. I'll do the Mummy Tang one. This is a classic example. It's had 104 views, which is 9.1 watch hours and 1 subscriber. The reach, they've only shown it to 656 people. So that is a impression click-through 11.1, which is phenomenal. But they're not showing it to people for them to click on. They are not showing it to the people to click on. 11.1 is absolutely probably my second best, but it's short term. It will go down, but it's 11.1 at the moment. It's not been out that long, and 25 hours it's been out. It's got 11.1 impression click through, but they've only shown it to 656 people, and out of this 656, 104 have watched it, and 51 of them through YouTube recommendations. This is where the problem starts. But then I was going to go to let me see it on this. I'm not on the thing properly. I was trying to. They're not pushing those small content, but apparently they've shown. I've seen the number. They're showing like 1.5 million to. I'm going to go back to that comment and message in a minute. They're showing new creators who've got 20 subscribers, 1.5 million, and I saw a lot of this through vidIQ videos and what have you earlier today, and it's just buggers belief. Veganism not a. Oh, Red Farmer started again, has he? Let's see what he's put. Creating an artificial food insecurity is genocidal. Red Farmer, I've got your messages up. I've actually started doing a script to respond to your messages. And truthfully, I don't know how to take you, to be honest with you. I'm being frank, honest, and truthful with you. Thank you for taking the time to comment. But the thing is, your comment, which really threw me because I've done one or two before. But your comment, and I'll read it out now, just so that we can. I mean, it's here because there's no logic behind every person going vegan when it's not possible to feed everyone on the planet only food source diet. If you knew what making the world vegan would cause massive starvation and depopulation, would you consider continue to? Yes, I would, and because that's completely illogical. Your message there, because the simple fact is, 75% of all farms, grains, and what have you, processed foods go to the animals so that the meat eaters or for the dairy. So you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot on that one, to be honest. Don't know. Make sure your sources are not flexitarian, plant-based. Okay. You know, you've done a couple, and I don't understand. I'm trying to understand you, to be honest with you. I try to be fair with everyone. And I must have responded to the everyone. See, I thought at first there was something wrong, but then the thing is, I think that's misfounded as well. And where do you want to go on it? I mean, there are far greater people out there to respond to this. You're quoting from Our World on Data by Dan. No, I'm not actually. I've never heard of Dr. Anna Ritchie. You've mentioned her before, actually, so I have heard of her, but I've not done any research on her. It's just the fact that it's general fact, isn't it? And we all know it. It's just, unfortunately, some people don't like to accept it. I mean, the Amazon's broken down for two things, and everyone goes on about vegans with soy. But most of the soy is for cattle, so it's really difficult. I don't know. I respect and appreciate you taking the time to comment. I really do, and you know, you've been. I need to check. What I will do is I will check out Dr. Anna Ritchie, but give me a second because I get my pads. And if you've not watched the live before, I do make notes and get back when people recommend documentaries and everything to me. I've only been vegan for 6.5 years, so I'm still learning. But just give me a second. I'm going to get a pad and a pen, which I should have had ready, admittedly. It's only there, so I'll be 10 seconds. I'll keep talking while I'm getting this pad and pen. These ties don't go on my top while I'm there. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back now. So I've got it. I'll make a note and I'll check. I'll do my research on this. I'll just do my report on Dr. McDougall, which is what I'm watching at the moment, to be honest with you, and reading. Okay. Only 7% of the global livestock is soy. That's not what they say, but just a minute. Let me get this doctor. Okay. Well, you're getting your resource. You're getting your information from somewhere. Dr. Hannah Ritchie. Check her out. I will check her out. But no, just bear with me. Have a quick look. See, you've just done all that. Right, sorry. Just a quick one, and I've just done it in the chat, and we'll go through all the others. Globally, around 98% of soybean meal is used for animal nutrition, according to the USDA. More than 85% of soybeans are crushed into soybean meal and soybean oil. The meal is primarily used to feed as animal feed, while the oil is used mainly for food and other products. In terms of the animal feed itself, the amount of soy varies considerably. Poultry and pig feeds may contain substantial amounts of soy meal because it is a concentrated source of protein. So if the percentage of the world's soy population ultimately used for animal feeds, the answer is 3/4 or more, depending on exactly how soybean meal, or co-products are contained. If you'd like me to break it down, no, I don't know about the kilo meat. So I think, to be honest with you, I don't know anything about you, Red Farmer. I've really been slow on responding to your last one because I wanted to do it properly, and you've come onto the live chat, which I appreciate. And but I do think you're quoting all these pieces, and it just makes me wonder where you're coming from. I mean, is it because you're upset because this is a vegan channel, and you think we're right or wrong? Well, wrong, I should say. You come across as if you think we're wrong, but it's just fact. I mean, the amount of water that's used. No, I just use ChatGPT, and I don't use it very often. I really don't. You can check. You could, if everything I ever did on ChatGPT, you could do it in 5 minutes, to be frank with you. But I also understand the amount of water that's being used on it is absolutely diabolical. I get that. Ask Google search. No. I'll do this, but then red farm green livestock use. Clean water livestock use mostly green water, not blue water. You asked me to ask. Yeah, how much? Oh, around 75 to 80%. Again, around 75 to 80% of the world's soybean crop is used for animal feed. This high protein feed supports the global production of poultry, pork, and beef and dairy. Wheat and farm fish, while only about 7% of total soy goes directly into human feed, like tofu and soy milk. I think you've got it the wrong way around, my friend. Only it's 7% goes into the human food. So you've completely switched the numbers around. I don't know if you've misunderstood that or not. Animal feed 77% processed mostly for soybean milk cake. Human 7% tofu, edamame, soy milk, and tempeh. Other use is 16% biofuels, industrial applications, and vegetable oils for human cooking. I mean, I think you've got your figures the wrong way around. Humans only use 7%. We're going to end this. Thank you, Jacqueline. Yeah, I said the same. 7% of soya beans is livestock feed, but only 7% of all livestock feed is soy. It's actually saying 77%, my friend. I don't know where you're coming from. It's 77%. But yeah, so please tell me, and everyone's welcome. Are you coming from this from a vegan perspective, or are you coming from this from an okay? Oh, okay. You know what? I will do this one, but I'm not going to keep going. I'll do it word for word as you asked. Come on. 46. And just remember. Sheep eat a lot of grass, give you that. So it looks like your query might be mixing up different topics, such as recent artificial agricultural reports grass dropping. It looks like your query might be mixing up a few different topics, such as recent agricultural reports that grass growth dropping 46% below average due to the dry weather. Okay. I'm going to ask it to break down. You break. I'm not going to spend down percentages for animal feed. And this is the last one I'm going to do on it. A typical standard commercial animal feed formulation, such as for poultry. See, the trouble is you've mixed your questions up, so you've made it. So it's not coming back with that. It's it's all there. 6% of energy grains, 25% protein. So it's not giving you that. I asked the question wrote it as you did it. It's not coming up with it. So I don't know what you want me to say. At the end of the day, we're a vegan channel, and I understand you talk about the ludicrousy of us all going vegan. So from that, obviously you're not vegan, but you are entitled to your views. Where are you going with this one? Where are you going with this one? You've got this into your head all the way through. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not here to change your opinion, your views. Let's cut to the chase on this one. I understand if you look at sheep and whatever, grass and hay, it's technically grass, I'll give you that, which is feed. You say the earth would be unsustainable if we all went vegan, but that's just not the case, is it? It's not the truth. People, I'm not expecting everyone to want to change the way they live their life. That's entirely up to them how they live their life. If you followed the channel, if you watched the videos, I'd be happy if you had one vegan meal just because you watch the channel, to be honest with you. But you come across and you, in fair play, and you, the bombarding, and I mean, Red Tractor. I presume you're Red Farmer, sorry, which is a bit like Red Tractor. And I don't respect that brand label. So, you know, the Red Tractor, that is, for the animal welfare. I mean, there are a lot of people that are vegan, and I am vegan for the animals, and I will not eat, wear, or have anything to do with any animal being killed. That's my choice. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I follow a plant-based diet. Okay. So obviously, the only difference is you have a plant-based diet, and thank you for sharing that. That helps clarify a few things because it confused me. I didn't know where you were coming from and which direction you're coming from. I respect the fact that you're on a plant-based diet. Flexitarian. Okay. Fair enough. Thank you. You know, whereas it wasn't overnight, but there are no animal products in my house now. It couldn't happen overnight. I didn't just go vegan in that. There was I gave the shoes to a charity shop. Actually gave them to a Long Hope, which is a charity shop for what do you call it? Oh God, sorry, bear with me. What's that? Okay, sorry, Ty's going over. It's an hospice care charity shop I gave them to. So, but you know, and I get it. I mean, the thing I'm trying to get at, sorry, getting struck here. There are no vegan approaches to a global population that are food secure. This, with all this extreme weather, I mean, do you believe in global warming? What's it down to? You know, is it because of the Amazon rainforest has been? And by the way, please let others say if everyone's got a comment, please put them in. I mean, we've got views on everything. I've got views on too many things, to be honest with you, and I'm sure you have too. I'm happy to share them with you and go through them with you, but you know, I don't want to put the others that have come to watch this channel. We usually have a light-hearted, we talk about anything, and you know, you have interacted a lot, so I'll give you that. I mean, food security is run by the big corporations and the rich, to be quite frank and honest with you. It is. I mean, sorry, there's a comment. Hello, Ty. Yeah, he was very noisy about an hour ago. I was worried about it, and yeah, he's chilled a bit now. And Frank has gone right in front of the fan where Ty was. Obviously, too scared to go down there when Ty was there. What are you doing, Red Farm? Sorry. Yes, I believe in global warming. Soybeans grown. Exactly. I was going there. Sorry. Yes. The Amazon's being destroyed for cattle and cattle feed, soybean plantations and cattle, which is one of the biggest importers in the world is Brazil. We don't need it. I mean, I don't have all the facts. Red Farmer, I don't go into depth on all the facts. Do the research that's not me. I just want to make the change that I'm going to make. And mine is, I respect you being and I really do respect the fact that you're plant-based, because that means no animal suffering in your food, and that is fantastic. And there will be a percentage, if you want to go down that animals will get hurt, and I totally understand that too. But it's not going out to deliberately hurt, which is good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I mean, please come. You got your points across there, and I do appreciate them. Got any more you want to get across before others join in? You do have some valid points, and I wasn't sure which direction you were coming from, so I was wary. And you do get. I can put it. I don't, I'd really have to go through your stuff again, to be honest with you, from the previous ones to understand where you're coming from. But that could be completely down to me because I'm not the brightest spark at times, to be honest with you. Yeah, I understand soybean oil is vegan, but oh, my back. But yeah, that's fair enough. So, have you got any views on? But please, others, don't be afraid to jump in and ask questions or anything else. Have you got any thoughts on how would you go forward then? And I will check out this Dr. Hannah Ritchie. I only ever heard of her the other week when you mentioned her, to be honest with you. I'm actually going through a book. I bought some Dr. McDougall books. I'm reading them. And he passed away recently, but is her old books. And I'm just going through him. And but I'd never heard of her before, to be honest. I'm just not being ignorant. I'm just being truthful. But yeah. I mean, we can go down all sorts of routes. You could say, but I haven't actually had Frankie. I had Peggy when I went vegan, but Ty's 10. So the impact of having animals as pets. There's all sorts of ways you can go down this. Okay, I'm reading. Sorry. A plant-based diet is sustainable and effective for the gut. Okay, but you are confusing me, to be honest with you, because I agree with you there. I really do. I want to give others. So this is interesting, but I want to make sure. But you've also said here, I'm just putting it there and you can pause and read it. I don't know how you do it. I can't see if you can see it or not. There's no logic behind every person going vegan when it's not possible to feed everyone on a planet on a planet's only food source diet. If you knew that making the world vegan would cause massive starvation and depopulation, would you continue to advocate veganism? And as I said to you earlier, yes, I would, because I don't believe that to be the case. So that kind of, you've completely contradicted on this comment here, and that's really confusing to me. It may be just that we've got our wires crossed, but yeah. Have you got anything you want to talk about? Anything else at the moment, though? Because this is meant. We usually do a Saturday night. It's 8 p.m. I'm not trying to avoid you from it. I've gone Friday because I'm out tomorrow. Okay. Okay. That's fair enough. A vegan diet approach is sustainable but not effective. I don't know why, but let's be. And everyone goes on, and I had this question before. If we can just say that the world's population is, just round it down a bit, 8 billion, and 1 to 3%, depending on, and as it was pointed out to me only yesterday, there has never been any proper research. I do proper research, and we have highs and lows, and at the moment we're going on a downward curve. We've had from a high of recently. I just kicked a cat. Okay. Say it's between 1 and 3%. So if we just be conservative, say 2% in the middle, just bear with me on this one. Okay, we do that. I'll do that question in a minute. But what I was going to say is, I just hope that everyone just cuts down initially. I'm not trying to convert everyone to vegan because 3% is probably the most any time since population. I mean, obviously, you can go really deep into it and say hundreds of years ago, when there were far fewer people on the planet, big populations were vegan. But they're not now. So at the moment, with the millions that are vegan, a small majority, say 2%, say 3%, let's be generous and say 3% are vegan. The thing is there, in my lifetime, I can't imagine it being 25%. But I do believe in be the change you want to see. So I spilled a drink, so I need to pick it and mop up. It's a squash, and it was full, and I kicked it, and I'm just going to empty. I'm not leaving the room. I'm just going to get a cloth, something to wipe it with. To give me 20 seconds. I mean, that's as far as I need to go to wipe it up. Luckily, I had a cloth there, so bear with me. I just kicked it and knocked it over. So, do apologise. You don't want to view me, can't you? Even do you? Sorry. Yeah. So, what are the goals? We could all say we want 100% veganism, and that would be absolutely amazing, wonderful, fantastic. All the big words you can use. Do I believe it'll happen in my lifetime? No. Do I believe it'll happen at some stage? Quite possibly. Quite possibly, yes. So then, what's the most effective mode of transportation? Probably a bicycle then, isn't it? Before we can, if you can ride a bicycle, because once the energy that's been used to make the product, once it's been made, it's good for your health, keeps you active, keeps your lifestyle. Yes, it doesn't secure from the weather. Oh, tie, baby boy. But if you're going really deep, I would say bicycle. Hello, Jane. Hope you're well. It's nearly got a full house. But not the most efficient. Yeah, I understand that. So, Jane, I can understand not being efficient because you can't get, but please share your thoughts. Let's just see. Please share your thoughts. Sorry, Jane, you've missed a load of waffle for me at the beginning, and then I'm joking, it's getting there. If we had Daddy, we'd have a full house, wouldn't we? A mat, of course. The mat, 2 mats. Be almost a full house. I just did a search on that, and it said bicycle is the most effective form of human-powered transportation. But for mass transport, trains and large ships are the most energy-efficient motorized options used to load walk-in, e-bikes, or trains, rail, buses, cargo ships. Basically, not a car, which I'm guilty of having. Oh, trolls, Red Farmer. All non-vegans are trolls. You are coming across as a troll now, mate. Come on. Yeah, Jane, it's really interesting, Jane, because I read the question out that I was responding to. I've had before tonight, the vegan farmer as Red Farmer, sorry, who's plant-based, Jane, we've established, which I appreciate that. You've got to give her. It's a difficult. before tonight. Red Farmer, I'm going to point you out to something now. 3 weeks ago. Sorry, Jane. It's a question of whether we care about it. Yeah. This Red Farmer, Jane, if you reverse back, I know you watch, contradicted earlier, completely 180'd on something he put on a post. So I'm going to read this one out from you from 3 weeks ago. God gave us dominion over animals to feed our population. Veganism would cause massive starvation and depopulation. There is no possibility of feeding 8.4 billion people without animal agriculture. And, so you keep contradicting yourself. And I don't know what to say about this. We've had... Sorry, guys, just bear with me a second. He's not Flex 10. Yeah, it's contradicting everything, Jane, and I didn't want to go into keeping it. I didn't want to do that. I wanted actually... I can't... Sorry, what you put? I just got rid of... I've got rid of his message. I was trying to block him. So... Bear with me. When we had that guy the other week, it let me block the person. It's not let me block him. Channel activity, go to channel, report, which is no good. Remove, which I've removed, but it's not letting me block him. We're a friendly, peaceful community here, so anyone who is intent on disrupting that is a troll, in my opinion. Non-vegans are welcome, but they do need to be respectful. Yeah, don't. Jane, if you go, I know you will go back. He put things out the other week. I told you, and I put, what did I put? When he put God gave us him in, I just put thank you for taking the time to comment on that one. So when you James about yeah. I've taken him out, actually blocked him using the phone, sorry. It was just every now and again. Yeah, believe he's gone now. Red Farmer, that's all. Been tripping on the... He's gone, sorry. Thanks, Jane. Yeah, sorry about that. I find it. He contradicted himself, and he contradicted himself on the comments. I read out to him what he put because I hadn't responded to it, but you know what? I'm kind of grateful he's come on board tonight, to be honest with you. He's given me, let's be positive, he's given me some watch minutes. He probably had to watch an advert in between, and I appreciate that. But he was a troll, definitely. And it's unfortunate, to be honest, because you don't need trolls, but just checking something else out. Don't know what else to say. He's gone. Hope you're well, Jane. Yeah, we did vegetable 2 weeks ago. We did fruit last week. What we're going to do today? I haven't thought about it, to be honest, until now. So if you've got any thoughts, please do. Hope your day's gone well, Jane. Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? Please, what I was going to say. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do something else. Something else happened when he was trolling. Something came out, and I mentioned there's been a bit of what was going to say. Jane, this is personally just to you. I did have a chat with Ellie last week when I saw her, just to get a clarification on a few things. And because obviously they're in a bit of a situation, aren't they? If I'm just using it like that, you know what I'm talking about, because they're in a bit of a predicament because things that they're doing at certain times of the year, at a certain time of the year, leave it there. I'm being cryptical there, Jane, because I'm not going to put it out because I'm not either wanting to do any harm there. But what did I see a minute ago when I was on here? This is what annoys me. We've talked about him before. Just checking it out. Sorry. Right. Vegan Camp Out's been running 36 hours, say now, roughly, give or take. Probably 30, 32 hours, 33 hours maybe. I don't know. You could go Thursday morning. It's now Friday evening. They've had people pull out. They've had a group pull out for something which I'm not going to do. Yeah, I know. I totally agree with you there, Jane. We don't need him here. You're right. And he's blocked now, so hopefully you'll never see him again. But yeah, I just want to point this out. So there was a lot of controversy first thing this morning with Vegan Camp, and there was a few things. Let's go. It's a very difficult one because I don't think I'll ever go to Vegan Camp Out again, but I just want to do this. This is what popped up and it's really annoyed me. So bear with. This morning there was a band pulled out. I believe it's to do with something that's gone on, and there's a mix on this. Something that's gone on with something they I think may have inadvertently put out. This is Vegan Camp Out. And then last night someone was complaining that they were supplying with disposable plastic cups, but you could buy a cup to reuse, but it was £6. And then people were saying, stop moaning, it works if you're here all weekend, it only works. But I see that £6 extortionate, it's all about the money, isn't it? And then there was this morning about and it transferred. There was going to be a big vegan, and I was actually looking into it, but I stopped and it disappeared in a few months ago. London Vegan something or other it was called, and it looked good. And long story short, it's been cancelled because, just touching on this briefly, and then we'll get to this. It's not to do with that. It's been cancelled, which only does Vegan Camp Out good because they've got no competitor. But they were doing it on the Scout. They were doing it in a Scouts part of the Scouts organisation, property, land, whatever. This event was happening at, and an Israeli law firm complained and got it taken down. It's the long story short of it. You can check it out, Google it. Why is controversy? It came out. I did it, but then let me go back to that first. I want to read it properly because I do hate it when I dislike it when I don't dislike it. I say I dislike it when I don't get my bearings right. So just bear with me. Right. There's a lot on it, so I'm just going through it. Bear with. The main controversy about the Israeli flag display in the festivals. Apparently there were Israeli flags, which you can have your opinion on. We're not going to do it. We're not political here, but bear with me. They reckon there were some fake edited posts. The land issues, which are the UNSAP involvement, but they reckon VCOM said this is false and say the issues back to 2019 venue dispute was resolved. As far as I'm aware, it's not resolved, to be honest with you. Criticism about the price, which I did, organisation and facilities. I complained about the facilities and organisation last time, so yeah. Two separate vegan festival controversies happening at the moment. Where was it? There was another one. I'm not going down the political. This wasn't right. Another festival, the Great Vegan Gathering, which was going to be in London, was due to take place in London this month. I thought it was in September, but it doesn't matter. But was cancelled after the Scout Association withdrew its venue. UK Lawyers for Israel, UKLIF, LFI, had complained about some of the festival's performance and alleged anti-Semitism. The festival organisers say the cancellation was connected to their pro-Palestine. It's wrong. So they had a lot of controversy there. And now you've got to bear in mind, Friday night, Saturday night's the big night, but Friday night's pretty up there that they can camp out. I went in 2023. It had its faults. It had its good parts, but it had its faults. It was probably the best experience that Peggy ever had. She loved it. But I was very restricted taking Peggy. I would never take Frankie, and I certainly would never take a dog again. The weather, it was different then. It was in July, and it wasn't as bad. We had a massive storm on the Sunday, and it was generally not as. It was nowhere near the we've got today. But what I was getting at is there was waste everywhere, and it was the people picking it up, and I was one of them. We were litter picking, and the bins wouldn't be, and they put it down. They were complaining about it was the company they used, but at the end of the day, you takes the money. It's your responsibility. But now this is what gets me. Yesterday they announced last night at 8 o'clock. I got an email. You could save up to £40 early bird ticket, limited to a number. I'll get that in a minute. It was limited to a number, early bird ticket for next year's vegan camp. It's the same venue. They've established the dates, which is unusual for them. They haven't done that. So that's good. They've got it established. But then they're doing all this, and then make sure. So I always make sure that no one's put a message out because it's only right that I read them. So they were trying to sell tickets for next, and they do it there all weekend while you're there. There'll be a table, and you can go up and buy your tickets for next year. They do it every year. The difference is, I've complained about this before. I wasn't prepared to buy the ticket for the next year because we didn't even know where the venue was going to be the following year. But they have established that this year. But do you know what they've done this time? Vote tonight. Vote for who you want to see at Vegan Camp Out 2027. What an absolute! Pick your top 5 in the link below. Buy tickets here below. Got the venues the same, the travel and all that. But then when people have got questions and queries, they don't answer them. They just really focus on what you've got in front of you and give everyone the experience they deserve that's there today, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and so on. Yeah. There's no need. You can advertise that. Do you know what? Advertise it there and give the people that have taken the time, they've given you their money, given you their hard-earned cash, family of 4 over £1,000, you know, and they've got all these different activities for children. Just to add up, you've got a captive audience. So you charge the vendors far too much. So I was talking to a vendor last weekend who's going there. Just someone I know who's got a food stall, and they were telling me, and you can check me out on we're not friends on Facebook because I know that Jordan Martin likes to go and check out people and then turn the screw a little bit. And I heard a few stories last weekend, and it just doesn't. No, he's got a great venue. Focus on giving the people what they want now and getting it right. Focus on. If you see, my advice to you is focus on giving the people there today the best experience you possibly can, and then things will go wrong. It's just natural. It's new. It's just the norm, and that's understandable. But then focus on improving the experience for next year. What who should we get next year? I mean, you've got Moby, is it tomorrow? Earthly and Ed and all the rest. You've got a massive, and then you're saying, should we vote for them? You don't have the same people 2 years in a row. So why have you got pictures on there like Earthly and Ed and Moby? They won't be there next year. You don't have the same people. You know, there are some really good ones out there, but you know, I don't get it. ask the people who are already there months in advance to vote. What they would like. What they would like to see. Yeah, Jane. Yeah, that's what I said. They should be prioritising the people that are there. Full stop. I don't know why I got that. I've not signed up to anything to do with them. I mean, we're going to do this. I've talked about it before. I know I have to bear with. I like to be transparent. So, but this is how sneaky they can. I've got a. Where did I get it? Jordan Martin. I wrote this. I got a friend request, so it would have been straight away. 10th of January 2025 at 14:13. I wrote this. Yeah, sorry. Hi, Jordan. Thanks for the friend request. I've accepted, of course. Just curious as why you asked. I noticed we only have one mutual friend and I have never met in person. Obviously, I've been to Vegan Species and know of the good work they do, aka Ian, Butcher to Vegan. Yeah, not lying. Then I got a response. Hey, Ian, no problem. Oh, nice, thanks for the support. Smiley face. I don't know you either or recognize you, no. You may have came up, suggested friend, and I must have clicked and had as no, because then they asked me to go into a talk there last year. And then they offered me a ticket. It was, as I pointed out, I wouldn't want to go in front of a crowd. I'm not that. I'm not saying it's an ego thing now. I wouldn't want to do it. None of you adult children. Jacqueline, they're not missing anything, honestly. I don't think they're missing anything. It's very over. Do you know what? And I feel for the vendors. I don't want to drop a vendor in it, but one of these food vendors I was talking to last week. But with what they pay, and they didn't tell me exactly, they just said it's over because we're having a conversation. I knew it was, but I just said, can you just verify you there? And they had to be there a day earlier and all that lot. And I said, can you just verify that it's over X amount? He charges you. And, oh, yeah. And they went, oh, yeah. Quite a bit more than that. It's too much. So then you've got these vendors there and they've got a captive audience. But you've got to remember, 3 years ago, the audience was a lot bigger because it was a bigger venue. Last year's were quite small. I think it was 8,000. I think it was 12 when I went. So they've got an 8,000 captive audience and then they've got all these vendors. So it's not like percentage-wise, you can take food, but obviously you can't have fires at the moment, understandably. There are lots of good and bad. When I went, there were only 2 coffee bars in the old site, and it was a massive site, 12,000 people, 2 coffee bars. I queued for over 2 hours for a coffee on a Saturday morning and actually bumped into a friend that I'd known, and we were talking. Oh, yeah, Matt. I'll read your comment in a second, mate. Just one sec. Oh, I need to get something because there was another one about festivals, and this all happened last week. I should read your comment. So, but they charge so much for the vendors, and they put restrictions on them, and then the vendor has to charge extra to make sure they get their money back. You know, and they got to staff it, and yes, they get tickets for the staff to go, but it's a case of these people are doing 8-hour shifts. Yeah, they're 24 hours and they get 16 off. But it's really difficult going. It's not an easy thing. And I wondered, my question was, and Premier, I'm only saying he's not there because it's not on the list of the food. You've got Earthly and Ed doing a talk there this weekend, but his No Catch isn't there. And yet I went to No Catch the first time at Vegan Campbite. So it's Matt Wallace, but I've never been to any kind of 3 or 4 day festival, but it's going to change and adapt like any other festival business. It always seems a nice place for mutual vegans to have fun. Yeah. they do a lot there, Matt, and it is nice for them, but it's circumstantial as well, isn't it? I mean, they have some great things going on. There's lots of activities. Absolutely, there's lots of activities. There'll be lots. I just find it a bit. I went 3 years ago. I don't think they're there this year. I'm pretty sure they're not there. Let's read the rest. Who's going to the Animal Rights March in London next Saturday? Do you know what? Give me 2 secs. I could possibly do that because I'm on holiday still. I could actually get the bus and go down to that and be my first one. So, but no, I need to be about 3 o'clock. Yeah, there was another festival. Where is it? Just give me a piece of paper over there, guys, because I want to do this. This is another festival that only started this year. Vegan, right there. I did I put their paperwork? Bear with. Always asking that to bear with. Why did I put it? No, put your paperwork. Oh, sorry, guys. I am silly. I'm just trying to find this paperwork, which I've put somewhere. Where did I put it? Sorry. Right. Sorry, I'm coming back to coming back now. Sorry. I was talking to a couple last Saturday at Fars, and I'll do that a minute. These, and they're based Watlington Farm at Watlington Ill Farm Sanctuary, Watlington Ill, Christmas Common, Oxfordshire, to a different county. Nice couple. Their son, I first talked to their son. Lovely family. They've got a sanctuary, vegan sanctuary, and they did a festival for the first time. It was only, I think it was a 2-day thing in Oxfordshire called Rooted. And I was talking to some of the people that had gone to it, and they were saying how good it was. And I was saying, I've heard about this thing. And they go, that's our farm. And we started talking. They've got an open day thing at the end of the month I'm going to go to. They're very professionally done. They've got a booklet. I'm going to give them a shout out at some stage, but not competing as fast. They are a bit more professional than our beloved Fars. But you know what? They were there and they were nice people. We got national warning came through our phones, banning all barbecues due to the fire ashes. Yeah, I did that. I read that out actually because that happened an hour before we went on live. Well, it went at least half an hour before we come on. It worried me because the last time I read one of them was like it's a government warning like that. It worries you, don't it? Because they usually say testing. It's about people who have got phones that abusive significant others and that don't know about. That's always the one. That's it, about 6 p.m. Yeah, and actually, yeah, I think it was about 7. It doesn't matter. I just worry that some people that have got phones, like I said, in abusive relationships, that is always the risk. But you've got to weigh the pros and the cons, of what, and there shouldn't be. I mean, we had chaos here with the eclipse. People parking in the roads up on towards the hill and getting from between Cheltenham and Winchcombe, completely blocking it off, leaving their cars in the road and actually on the main road between and then going up on the hill because it was all packed out. Crazy, but yeah, I mean, there's a bit of common sense in that as well, I guess. But sometimes I've not got the most common sense. But apparently there was a smell of fire burning in Charlton Keynes, which is about 4 miles from me. Last night, people were going, what's that smell? And apparently it's the smell from the fire over in the Forest of Dean Way and what have you. But we've had 3A trucks catch fire on the motorway less than 5 miles from our house this week alone. And that's unprecedented. Yeah, people do. They do need to be responsibly. But I saw a picture of a campsite with all the tents, and in the distance it was all smog and smoke. It's pretty bad, isn't it? We need rain so desperately. We really do. My water butt's empty. No, well, it's got a little bit in, but it's trouble. My taps. That water butt was here when I bought the house 21 years ago, and the tap's about that far, not low down. So there's always that bit. So I get down and put that start Sunday, because I won't be doing it tomorrow because I'll be out in the freezing cold watching ice hockey. Be nice to be in a chilled environment. Look forward to it. Did you see Bonnie's eclipse? What's Bonnie's eclipse? I know that I see the eclipse, but what's Bonnie's eclipse? Got to ask. I'll tell you, there's a bear with me. Just check. It was a funny night. Keeps coming up with Bonnie and Tiny eclipse. Okay. It got very dark, but I didn't leave the living room. Apparently the heat wave ends. Basically, the last really hot day was today, and it goes down significantly by up to 15 degrees by next weekend. Slowly down, 5 degrees tomorrow, and then slowly down. I say, it was really weird. There was that big thing by the RSPCA, which is ironic, isn't it? Because again, there were more posts about not going out and doing things to help people, but then they do good. And I saw this post from the RSPCA about don't take your dogs out. Please don't take your dogs out during the eclipse. And I thought about it. So I was going to go, be honest, I was going to go to a field. I'll leave that a minute, Jacqueline. I knew this perfect field to go in where I take quite often. I do the videos in the evening, the dog walks, and there's this tree and the sun goes down behind this tree. And I thought, at that time, the sun's going to be quite. I could go set the camera up and just record it for 30 minutes, walking Frankie around the field once he got time. And then I saw that thing and I thought, you know what? She doesn't need to be out in it, so we're not going to go out in it. And I didn't. But then it was a big meteor shower that night as well. And Painswick, which was about 8 to 10 miles away from here, there was a group walk, and I nearly went on that. But it's apparently the meteor shower really affects from 1 a.m. till they reckon 3 or 4. And I thought, you know what, it's too late. So I didn't. So I just sat. I was in the living room. I had the curtain open, and it went really dark. It went almost not that dark, but not that far off either, to be honest with you. God, it's dark at 9:20 now, whereas a month ago it was still light. And I've got an horrible country drain or motorway back tomorrow from the ice hockey. My son is hiking in Scotland at the moment. You have had some rain at least. No rain here for nearly 2 months. We had a shower, last week, but it only lasts about 20 minutes. Jane, your grass is still green and lush. If you watched any of my it's scorched earth, bollocks. It's just burnt. It's not good here at all. And then we're gonna have problems, aren't we, with all the food prices, because they've had to harvest early and what have you, and that means there's far less grain. It's all going to hit us, isn't it? It always does. What's that? Wow. We had a 20-minute shower last weekend. I mean, it was in the middle of that. It was a bucket down for about 20 minutes, and that was it. But I left my clothes out on the washing line. Do you know what? If I could show you. Come on. Ty sat right there. Come on, Ty. Come on, Ty. Come on, Ty. Here if you want to. You can come here if you want. Frankie's looking at. They're both led, but he sat up watching me though. But they're both sat by the big tower fan we've got. Sorry. It's awful. I mean, I think it's everywhere. It really is. But I don't think we'll ever complain about. Someone said it the other day. Like, I know we'll never complain. I did think about changing my to fair weather dog walker, but perfect corn on the cob weather. But yeah, but it needs watering as well. We've got maize. It's maize, isn't it? So we've got big maize fields. A field next to where I go. To be honest with you, I haven't looked at it. I can't imagine it's gonna be difficult. Like, make hay while the sun shines. The trouble is, they cut it. They usually get two on the hay fields around here. They usually get 2 harvests. They're only going to get 1 this year. And the farmer left it so much longer, and he cut it about 2-3 weeks ago. And they're not going to get another harvest, are they? So that, you know. And that causes problems with things like the sanctuaries with the sheep, the bells. They'll be even more expensive this year because there'll be fewer. And all those people that, like, it's a difficult one. Those who've got the money will spend the money to feed their horses and whatever, which they need feeding. I'm not taking it away from the horses, but it's not the greatest way of living, is it? You know, and then it's a buyer's market. So yeah, we used to be part of a group. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago, the last. I don't mind talking about it. We had a pony, and my daughter had a pony, so let's be truthful and honest about these things. Bailey, and he'd never been ridden, and we brought him along. He was more like a dog than a pony, but my daughter could ride him. Not going to lie, she did ride him, but we didn't sell him. We gave him to people after vetting them and checking them because we wanted him to have a good life. But it's still, my attitude then was completely different to what it is now, you know. And but we used to have 28 acres between all of us, and Nick used to go around on a quad bike with a cutting and cut all the hay on the quad bike of all things. So it was only 28 acres, and then it'd get turned over and then baled up into big round bales, and it was a different world. Don't know if that's Jacqueline. All the golf courses have been exempt from hosepipe bans. All the golf courses in Queens are list right in the UK. I'm sorry, that really peeves me off. Why should they be exempt? Why should they be exempt? Why on earth should golf courses be exempt? To all those who can pay 40, 50, 60 pound or whatever it is around can go and have a good game of golf. It's crazy, but that's just my opinion, you know. Okay. Yeah. Do you know what? There's a public common ground up on Cleve, and that won't. Just to say, it won't because it's too vast. I mean, I know golf course is vast, but it's a big common ground. I can't imagine it. I don't know. I've not been up there. Literally, I didn't want to pay the dog walking license fee that you have to pay to go up on Cleve Common, so I haven't done it this year. But I can imagine I'm gonna, I'll go through past a few tomorrow, and I'm sure you're absolutely right. It's just outrageous, though, isn't it? Because golf is a mini sport. I don't know. Well, playing golf is necessary. I mean, what can you say to that? Honestly, what can you say? Wealth is necessary. I mean, it's a good job Wimbledon was when it was. And you know what those courses were like at the end? They always are every year. Could you imagine if it was started now? But they'd probably be exempt as well, shouldn't they? So they'd be luscious. It's going to be interesting to see all the football. Love it or loathe it, whatever your views. It'll be interesting to see Match of the Day in a week's time, won't it? Because all these pictures will be looked after, I'm sure. And get this nose pipe ban. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. And the water companies are in such a state at the moment. And we've got there's a Ford not 3 miles from my house, and it's got an actual spring connected to it where you can get water from the actual spring. And it was polluted big time. Only this week, because someone put a post out about they take their dog there with, and it was absolutely polluted, and yeah, it didn't look good at all. Ty, are you going to come? He's not going to come. Yeah, golf is it's a selective sport. I wouldn't pay the money for a set of clubs. I played a little bit when I was a lot younger. I was about in my early 20s. And there was no good. So there's a truthful comment. And back then in early 90s, it was like £25 a round. And that was a cheap golf course. 25 and 50 pound. But they'll never let the football pitches dry out. Yeah. I mean, when you're paying someone £250,000 a week to run around chasing a ball, they're not going to let the pitches go, are they? I mean, it's just, where are all the priorities in the world going wrong? I don't know, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Because my back, do you know, I do find that when I sit here, my back starts to ache. A bit earlier tonight as well. It's only an hour and a half, but my back is aching, so I'm moving. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm trying to lie down a little bit, my back. But yeah, Jane, you didn't have to retract your message, whatever it was. It's a safe environment here, Jane. You ought to know that. You can say whatever you want to. But it blows my mind. Oh. A lot more ordinary people play golf in Scotland. It's a different culture up here. Okay. Well, St Andrews was the first golf course, I believe, wasn't it? Or one of the top, first. That's fair enough. But everything's... I mean, I'll be honest with you. We had a conversation with my daughter. When was it? Last Sunday. We went in. We walked. This is going somewhere to do with Scotland, Jane, among other places. Other place of it. We walked with my daughter. She moved back to Cheltenham, so we parked up. And my son-in-law had come back, but he'd been away for a stag weekend. So we walked into town, and I went to a Boston tea party. And I had this amazing salad. Lebanese salad on a flatbread. Oh, it hit the spot. It was beautiful. And I had a green smoothie and a decaf coffee. And my daughter had what she had. I can't remember what she had, to be honest with you. I honestly can't remember what she had. We were walking, and it's one of those daddy-daughter moments we were catching up. Sent your message too soon. It was incomplete. Okay, just saying it's the free thing. That's good to know that you weren't worried. Yeah, so we were walking, and she was talking about, and we were talking because she knew I was having. I put the new oven in. I've got the new hob now, which I talked about earlier. The palavers I went through for that was absolutely it was crazy. So I'm no longer gas hob. I went and got, and only fitted it this morning. I've got an induction up now, which I'm worried about Valentina and Rice, especially, I shouldn't have said their names, R&V. Let's go back to R&V. Please, if you clock them, just don't. So I'm more worried about V, because V is heavy-handed, as I've talked about breaking things before, and I can imagine her putting it in pans. But they use their own pans, but I haven't checked. I'm going to check their pans out. They're not back until Sunday, so I'm going to check their pans on Sunday first thing, and if they don't work on the induction, there's a possibility they don't work. If their pans don't work, I'll get them a set of pans. It's done. I always keep, but I just have fear that V will just whack down on the glass plate, and maybe I'm being oversensitive and a bit worried about nothing. Oh, don't. Yes, I did. Bear with me on that one, mate. But did you see the story? It's in Somerset. We'll go there next. I'll get it up. Get it up because I was fuming. Somerset Live. It was on. I'll show you in a minute. So go. So my daughter was talking to me. I've got it there. I'll show you in a minute. My daughter was talking to me about the house, and I need to do a few things. I need to get a few windows sorted, a bit of this, a bit of that. And we were talking, and I've got a 3-bedroom house, to be honest with you, and it's just me. And it was only my daughter and me, and then just me. My daughter went off to university. So, God, she's about 14 years ago. She came home on the holidays, but yeah, my daughter bits. But her and Dwight are just happy together, and that's all you want for your children. She's talking to me, she said, I can imagine you living off grid or doing so. And I've been looking at places in Scotland, so in Wales, which I live in a very expensive part of the country, and I don't live in the best area, but it's too expensive for what it is. And I was explaining to her, my first goal is to be debt free. And when I call debt free, I mean no mortgage. Because my mortgage is, I run it every month. I do my books every month. I know where I stand. I just want to pay it off and then start. I want a van. I want a little van to go camping in at weekends and that. That'd be freedom, that kind of freedom. But I said I'll either end up staying here till the end of the day since it's her inheritance, or I can't afford to downgrade in where I live in Cheltenham. So I've got a big a 50 built in the 50s 3-bed with a big back garden. I've got a fair sized front garden. But I'd get a 2-bed and it cost me more probably. It's just the system, it's broke. So we were talking, and I need to talk to her a bit more because I've been toying with the idea. And she's got concerns about when I get older and all that lot, but then I get where she's coming from. But I'm like, I need to talk to her a bit more. I mean, I love Diggity Boy to bits. It's his birthday tomorrow, by the way. Digby's 6 tomorrow. On Saturday, he's 6. So I bought him a toy. It's in the car. And when I drop Frankie off to spend the night at my daughter's because I'm going to ice hockey, I'll give Digby his birthday present. I've got him by Nerf. I've got him a bull toy, but it's a Nerf one, you know. And yet, they even do Tonka toys now for dogs. But yes, so I need to talk to her a bit over the next week. I'm spending some time with her next Thursday on my birthday. And my birthday this year compared to last year, I was just so... but I had COVID for a long time last year in the summer, and I was really down, and I should have just wanted to early retire, pay off my pension, and pay off my mortgage with my pension, take the 20%, pay me mortgage off and just live a different life. And it's changed, and I'll give R&V credit here. They've changed my life as well with the thing. So in good, you know, it's not all negative at all by any means. It's been good, different in itself and so and so. But where I'm going in the future, I don't know. But if I move, even the Forest of Dean, I was thinking about moving just 4 or 5 miles that way last year, and I'd have no mortgage. Same size house, same kind of thing, no mortgage. And that appealed to me. And my daughter decided to move back to Cheltenham. I never imagined them moving to Cheltenham, to be honest with you. But I thought about the Forest of Dean. But that can be a bit remote. And, you know, it's very quick. It's on. I'm on my own. I've got my own. It's a number of things. And but I'm just going to catch up because I want to get onto that Matt one about. I think it was Matt or the Lonely Fab. Get you in a minute. I've got a picture. Yeah. So am I very, this is going to be my own for life, then, you know, you spend 20, 30 grand doing it up completely from top to bottom, get a new fitted kitchen, because my kitchen's been here since, new units, a bit of modernisation in the living room and the dining room, do some work on the garden, especially the back garden. I could do all that. Or I could spend a bit of money on it, do it up a little bit, live here for a couple of years and then move on, sell it. And that might appeal to me, I don't know. But I'm going to read you. Oh, sounds like a brilliant idea. Try checking. Yeah, so this Somerset Life, congratulations to Victoria, who got up early on her wedding day to milk the cows, then rushed back to her ceremony to milk them again. Somerset Dairy Farmer Bride writes, favourite cow to her wedding. And my response is, if that's your favourite cow, how would you treat the rest of them? You disgusted me. And a lot of people were angry and annoyed and upset by it. But you know what? That is just the mentality of the people that do these things, isn't it? But yeah, I love the lakes. But the lakes is not the easiest place to get to. And if you go outside the touristy bits, just outside a little bit, it's not that badly priced in places. I've got a friend up in the lakes who's got a beautiful home in a village, and it's about half the price of my house, but the same budget. It's done it beautifully as well, you know. So I don't know. The lakes is a wonderful, beautiful part of the world, but I also worry that if I moved somewhere like there, it's like this. I live in a beautiful part of the world, but I take it for granted because it's on my doorstep. I mean, the Cotswold Way goes around 4 or 5 miles all the way around to me. You know, I mean, it's a beautiful part of the world, and I take it for granted. Maybe I just need to go to places like Scotland, retire and enjoy with the camper van and just got to enjoy. Do the West Island Way, do the coast to coast, do those kind of things instead. That may be enough to fulfill me. I hope it is. But I mean, 20, 30 years ago, I was looking at the price of house in Scotland then, and it was so much cheaper. But so just making sure that in 17, I tell it's such small writing, the messages, it's hard to see. But yeah, so maybe it is. But then I saw there's a. Do I want to give one of you the idea? It's like, what if you won the lottery? I don't do the lottery, but I did that parable, which I didn't realise. It's around the world, and someone in America won that 400 million, didn't they? And you can't be going to be in it to win it, but that's why it's so much, because it's all over the world. I had a go, didn't get one number. And I've done tonight's Euros, whatever it is, it's in the wallet, and I'll check it in the morning. But if I won that 20, there's an old RAF airfield from the Second World War in the lakes, and it's a lot of acres. I mean, we're talking 106. I think it was 1.6 million. It was well over 100 acres, probably about 160 acres. And I thought you could have a sanctuary on there, an animal sanctuary on there. You could help out the local animal rescues up there on that land. You could have a bit of a campsite, and you could do You could do a festival, but me saying that, next you see Jordan buys that with all the money he's making from the eating campaign. Oh, Jacqueline, my son is on the West Island Way right now. I'm jealous. Whether he's camping in a tent, tarp, or in a bothy, I'm jealous. I mean, I've got to do it. I was meant to do it. Can't remember if it was free. I think it was 3 years ago. I was going to do it with a friend, and we were going to start off obviously in Glasgow and go up to Fort William, and then the goal was, because I was doing it for charity, I was doing it for FARS, Farm Animal Rescue Sanctuary, and then stopping at Fort William, and then going up Ben Nevis on the Saturday. I was going to do it in a week. I'm going to go across, go up Ben Nevis on the Saturday to complete it, and I'd arranged to do it with a friend, and he got into a relationship, so he cancelled doing it, and then they went and did it. Yeah, they did it. Alex and Emma went and did it when the exact week we were meant to do it, but because it all logistically, I didn't do it. I will do it, but instead, I did the Cotswold Way instead. That's when I did the Cotswold Way instead of FARS, and that was a good event. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, I want to do the Southwest Coastal Path, but then I want to do the Coast to Coast, which is in Scotland, the West Island Way. There are lots of the Pennine Way, the Ridge Way. I want to do lots of, but I'd also like to walk all the way around the UK coast. And I was following that. I can't remember the two ladies' names. They were doing it over years, but I have to. I love these things. I love being out in nature, but there has to be a purpose behind it for me, and it'd be a charitable thing, charity thing. He's camping in a tent, but I'm sure there will be a time if he gets the opportunity of a buffet and it's empty, you take it. You know? But tent's great, just the midges, isn't it? And ticks and midges at the moment. Yeah, especially up there. It can be horrendous with midges, can't it? I love Scotland. I really do. Yeah, we sorted out because we've got friends in Glasgow, so they were only about 4 or 5 miles from the start. So we're going to go up there and stay there. So it was all planned out. And instead he did it. They're still together as a couple, but I'm just saying they did it. Yeah, going off on a... keep you guys. The other thing I was going to say is, yeah, it was... The only reason I did that... I'll show you a little... Sorry, move these out of the way. I'd actually do... Believe it or not, I do a bit of homework at times. I will still check, even though it's not... I will check that Dr. Anna Ritchie out. I will check it. That was that chapter. I do these things. Yeah. Oh, alternative living. Looking into Paris and Paris and Wales. One planet development, and check out Tinker's Bubble in Dorset, Somerset. It's an off-grid living community. I mean, I've always been interested, but that's why I did the It's Not Easy Being Green and river cottages, that kind of thing. But I also met a couple who live on a canal boat who lived in an eco community in Cornwall and said it was awful. I do homework a bit. That was the Primal 60 there, actually. But then the only reason I bring it up is that So Mummy Tang loves So, SOO. The only reason I brought her up and did her video in the end, honestly, was because I understood I didn't understand where she was coming. I accepted where she was coming from, and I thought maybe it was peer pressure because you see her new husband, in the background of some of the videos. But now she's gone on a rampage. Let's reverse it. Could you imagine we haven't been able to eat our favourite fruit or vegetables, or grains or beans, pork, whatever? We haven't eaten them for 14 years. Now she just woof, woof, woof. But she's doing a massive set of shorts, and that really got my goat up. So many animals have died. It's okay. So that's why I put that video out. But I did find it interesting that both she and Gaz Oakley are in... I'm going to read that in a minute, Jane. Sorry. About again. They're both in relationships which haven't been going that long, and that scares me. I'll talk about it quickly. I've been single for quite a while, but it certainly doesn't make it easy, because I'd want to meet somebody who's vegan, and that ain't gonna happen. So there aren't that many of us out there. He says, "Well, you live in hope, don't you? You never know. Maybe one day." Doing breakfast. I was going through. That's what I'm doing. But what I was doing, I'm getting the recipes ready as well for my thing. Going off this, doing with this Primal 60 I'm doing, which is still going. I just haven't done an update video because my priorities are all over the place. But saying I've got 2 recipes. I'm going to try a few recipes. I'm going to try this next week and maybe cook them for you guys. I think the cooking's going to start in September. I'm going to get an Instapot by then. I might just go out and get the Instapot one. I don't know. So I'm going to catch up. The cooking. I mean, I can get rid of the rice cooker, give it a slow cooker and the rice cooker. I can let someone have them if I get an Instapot, can't I? Or R&V can have them, but I don't think they would use they don't eat rice, and I don't think they would use the slow cooker. They're like, we'll see. Go out. Let's catch up. Sorry. That was a bit of a strange waffle off one. But yeah. The irony is I was going to do a few camping, go out into a field. I had plans to go into it. So I've got a spot there. It's got some spot where I got bit in the face by a Rottweiler. It's got a little dent there. I got me 9 puncture wounds. It was back in 2018. But yeah, long story short, that you didn't need to know that. Where were we going before that? Before I get sidetracked at times. Sorry. No, it was called Mummy Tang, Tang. South Korean lady. Got a great personality in some ways. I've read her comments, and one of the reasons I wasn't going to do the video is because there was a lot of positivity in saying, well, we're not vegan, but we watch you because of your personality. I thought, well, that says some good, but it doesn't matter. She's no longer vegan. I shan't be watching hers. And it's all chicken and beef and squid, and it's everything, honestly. So I'm not going to go there. Jane, but I've lived in Scotland for nearly 40 years, but I still don't feel like home. Warwickshire is home, as that's where I grew up. Well, that's difficult. I mean, yeah, I'm 56 next week, and apart from when I've always called Cheltenham home. I've always lived in Cheltenham, so yeah, I get where you're coming from. Gloucestershire, though, for me, not Warwickshire. But it's strange, isn't it? I mean, I first went to the lakes. I was like 19, 20, on my own steam. I might have been 20, and I fell in love with the place straight away. But I wouldn't want to live there. The reason I wouldn't want to live there because it would take away from what I love about going up there. So even just going up there excites me, gets me. So I don't know. Do you get to come down this way much at all, though, Jane? Because obviously, you do your bit for Fars, as I know. So, do you manage to? Oh, that's a sad thing to say. I'm sorry to hear that, Jane. James, but if I could have my time again, I'd stay in England. Scotland is beautiful, but I miss my family. It's a shame. I mean, it's a difficult. My family is my daughter and son-in-law. That's right. Their family's like distant. I live at house number 16. My in-laws lived at house number 52, and we moved here when my daughter's mum passed away, my late partner, because to be close to the grandparents. They divorced and separated since, and my brother-in-law bought the house off his parents. Sorry, read that set change. Sorry. Lives at number 52. We've caught up once and went out for a meal with my daughter and son-in-law, but we hadn't spoken for years. There was a falling out, and we fell out and we didn't speak for years. But it's like I buried the action. There's no animosity there, but I come down every 6. I come down every 6 weeks. My daddy is 92. Well, that's a nice thing to do there, but I honestly don't know what to say. That's me talking about me. I think this is what I'm weighing at. You're probably the one person in the chat and I'm going to read your set checking honestly. Understand where I'm coming from. I'm thinking if I get a van, but this is a catch in itself. My daughter has talked about when I get older. I mean, I'm only going to be 56 next week. I say only. I won't be driving when I'm in my 70s. I'm just not going to because I just don't see it. Maybe have a car for going to the supermarket and what have you, but I'd have to go up to the lakes on a coach or on a train or something and just make a week of it. And, but I'll have more time, hopefully, if I live that long. But, I was trying to say, not trying to be pessimistic. It's a difficult one. My daughter brought up in conversation about, this was earlier in the year. Maybe it was last August, I think, about if I did move away, she would worry. She wants me to be happy, but she'd worry. But then I'm like, life is for living. But maybe for now, if I've got a van and I travelled up and down or left and right, wherever, I could see the world and just get a van which I could keep at camping nights. That might be enough for me. It's, we don't know. back in. My eldest daughter and grandson are staying in their cottage in the Lake District in a week or so. Beautiful. Lovely. I mean, I camp a lot up there, to be honest. I love it. And I like the rain, so it's not a problem. But I actually stayed. We're talking again. Early 90s. I went up a few times and I took my gramp. I found a dairy farm. I know, but I'm being truthful. And they had I found a dairy farm and they had a caravan and we stayed, but you could hear all the cows going in there. And I was naive to everything, so I thought it was wonderful when you heard all the cows mooing as going in. When the reality is completely different, isn't it? But then I went up to the Scottish borders, just over the border of Scotland, and I stayed in a log cabin and I converted a barn. It was a farm again, but I think it was a sheep farm. I never saw any animals or anything there. I went for a long weekend and they had the big barn converted to an indoor swimming pool. It was amazing. And it was a steal. It was remote and I loved it. Have your adventures now if you can. Lenka has a van, so could advise you and all that. She travels all over England in a year. I get on really well with Lenka. I was talking to her last week, but the thing is, I didn't know she had two things. We got that thing. We're talking a bit about the dog's trust last week, and fast, of course, but the dog's trust. And she's vegan, and we usually end up. Didn't talk to her last week about it, but I'm seeing Lenka again. No, I'm not. She can't make it. Sorry, I'm going to something she can't make it to. So I'm not going to misinform her. I've got lots of friends who are van lifers, to be honest. And of course, you met Artie, the adventure bus. Rachel, she's a van. She lives in her van. But, and I've seen both sides because I've had to let. I was going to say I've let her stay here in the past because her van's had problems. Like her eating went 2 Christmases ago. So she ended up coming down on Christmas Day and I cooked her a vegan meal. I cooked her a vegan Christmas dinner late. I'd already eaten at my daughter and son-in-law's, and she ended up staying. 3-bedroom house. She stayed from Christmas Day. It was the Christmas before last. She messaged me on Christmas morning or lunchtime, and she came over early evening on Christmas Day, and she stayed till Christmas Eve. She went off Christmas Eve to catch up with friends. We got her a diesel eater. So I do understand all that. And I'm in a few adventure groups and friends. I'm an admin in a Cotswold Boot and Boards, it's called. I'm one of the admin on that one. We do walks and walks around Gloucestershire and paddle boarding kind of things, But I know a fair bit about vans. I've got some great friends from all over the country, from up in Durham, Manchester, Leeds. I'm going to my friend's 50th in Lincolnshire, somewhere in Lincoln, I think it is, in November. And I was kind of hoping I'd have a van by then, but I think I'm going to stay in the pod. Jane, no, Rachel, Artie, she wasn't well, and then she tried doing the Instagram. She's had a few predicaments with her van. We haven't spoken for a few months, to be honest. I think I spoke to her last before. I spoke to her last before I went to the lake, so she was on about it. And but bear with me. She hasn't done a post, I don't think, in a while. Yeah, she's got a. She was up in Scotland 2 years ago. Just having a look. A year ago, she's tried a few other things. I think the trouble was, to be honest with you, she did 223. She got 204 videos and 223 subscribers, and I'm subscribed. She struggled because she hasn't done a video in a year. She had a few health issues, and if you know, didn't know if you know. There we go. I want to check some out before I do my talk. We haven't verbally spoken. I don't want. check out something. She want to check something out. She struggled a bit the last few years. She's got a few health issues, of course. She's got a lot of problems with the van, and she was trying to do a go. She's in process. I want to see how she's doing. She was doing a fundraiser because Artie was basically. I'm going to read a little bit of her thing out. Sorry, guys. Yeah. For the past 3.5 years, my camper van hasn't just been my vehicle, it's been my home. After spending thousands of pounds trying to keep it safe and roadworthy, I've reached a point where it can no longer be saved. Extensive rust, leaks, and mold, along with growiness and mechanical ones, mean it's becoming impossible to keep repairing. With the next summer just too much, I'm facing the reality that I may not survive without a placement van in the coming months. I face the very real prospect of homelessness. This van represents far more than transportation to me. It's been my own, my freedom, and a symbol of how far I've come. After rebuilding my life through some very difficult years, it has given me the independence. I live with Emmy among other health issues, which means I'm unable to work. I do my best to raise what I can through occasional craft marketing for choices, and she needs to raise money, which I'm not going to go into. And to be honest, she's struggling. Of course, I donated, and I did do it anonymously because I didn't want to know if she's difficult. Question. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. The difficulty is, I mean, you can't talk about people's personal too much. I know she's done her videos and you've seen bits and pieces. V's not been. V has been here 3 weeks this year, which is a farce, really. But I'm trying to resolve that because the worst case is I just have a word and she'd have a room here because I wouldn't let a friend go homeless. I just wouldn't do that. But also her family are all down in Plymouth, so Exeter, Plymouth Way, Devon Way, her connections all around there. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? So, but yeah, we'll make sure she's not. That's all we can say on that one at the moment. I'll talk to her next week. I'm off on holiday, so I'll make the effort to talk to her next week. But it's a very difficult one, yeah, and she doesn't need it. She's raised a sixth of what she needs. A sixth. Sorry, my glasses are wonky. A sixth of what she's set out to, but it's difficult. It really is, and I would never see a friend go homeless. It's difficult, like I said. Yeah, so yeah, she did a few. I think, to be honest, she got I mean, now she'll never get the 8,000 hours much. She had a nice channel, but she medically, I think she thought she was doing Insta, and I think she was doing like Bimacroft. I think she was doing all right, but I don't do Instagram at all. I'm sure, give it time, James. Right things will happen there. But yeah. I think we need to watch. I will watch a few more of Alice because I couldn't find her on the thing earlier. I'm trying to find it. It's not always easy to find things when you want to, but poor old Alice. YouTube have changed their boundaries, their goalposts so much that I don't see her. Do you know what I'm going on? It's strange, isn't it? You can't find. I'm trying to find. Sorry, it's been there. I'm trying to find Ali's. Ali the vegan cat lady. And I'm subscribed to her, but it's such a. What's the matter, Frankie? You're making a lot of noise. Yeah? She's right in front of the fan, though. I don't know what else I can do for her. We need to get Ali every opportunity to get monetized, but I'm trying to find her to see how many subscribers she's got. Trouble is, when you do it, I've followed Ali for so many years now that it's difficult. It's the 8 hours. It's the 8,000 hours, watch hours, I think is going to be the real difficult one, to be honest with you. It's not easy. Oh. I need to check that out. So I'm trying to find. I've got to get off there because I get sidetracked and I don't. You know how waffle as it is. Yeah. But yeah, I'll let you know what we find out. I'll try and keep you updated on RT, aka Rachel. Yeah, she's got a GoFundMe, but obviously she hasn't got a YouTube channel up, so she can't do it that way. And she wouldn't be able to in any case because she's not monetized. It's a difficult one. No, Jackie, she's not. She's just going through her fate. Honestly, she has there's a wet towel just there if she wants it, and I've put it over her before, but she's going through her phase, to be honest with you, which is give me a second. You right, Gil? Come on, come have a loving. Come on, come on, come on, come on out. What's that? Come on, come here, come on there. Hey, no. You loving? You want a loving? I know. I mean, yes, I know. I know. She's just a very vocal girl. I mean, it is the fan's on. She's right in front of the fan, but she likes to let you know. You're panting away though, aren't you? She likes to lie on the tiles of the kitchen or the laminate flooring, but put the towel over and she just gets straight off it, to be honest with you. No, she just wants a fuss. She just wants. Yep. Honestly, it's like the other week when she does have a wet towel whenever she needs it. There's okay. I know. It's okay. You gonna come and give me love? You gonna come and give me love? You gonna come and give me love, or are you just gonna come on then? Should the mountain and whatever, I'll come to you then, eh? Come on. I'll come to you. Come on then. Hello. Oh, come on. I know. I know. What kind of... I know. They were worried about you. Said, did you need a cold towel? Wet towel? Which, to be honest with you, when after she's gone out and gone to the toilet and done her business, I will put the wet towel over her for the night. But yeah. Okay, baby. There are things that Yeah. I'm going to wrap this up in a bit, guys, because obviously it's been going over 2 hours, and I do appreciate you all watching. I really do. It's always lovely. See, come on, what's up? Come on. What's the matter? Eh? You want some attention? I'm not giving you attention, eh? Yes, I know. If you've got any thoughts, questions, anything at all, just get them out there, and we'll wrap it up in a bit. But I just want to, I'm going to give Frankie a bit of time. We just chill out. She'll go and do her bit. I'll wrap her towel, and she'll just cuddle up next to me on the sofa for an hour before I go to bed. But she has the freedom of the house. She can go wherever she wants. Yes? I don't know. But yeah. Don't know. Jeez. Okay, Gil. Come on, baby. I know. I know. She lies in the most uncomfortable positions you can imagine. But yeah, if you've got any thoughts, we talked about, was it fruit last week? Oh, Jane, the goji berries. But there's an offer on those kind of things at the moment. It's still expensive, yes. I know it's very expensive, but I'm going to do the figs next week. The price comparison between the goji berries and the figs. It depends. I might, if the offer's on it, I will do the figs. If it's not, I won't. Hi, everyone. I like gloves. My channel is about gloves as well. At home, do you have any disposable plastic gloves? Yeah, I do, mate. I use gloves for. I actually had some earlier. I have 2 sets, food grade black gloves, which I use, and which is weird though because we're wrapping up. But I have some, and then I use them obviously when I'm dealing with clearing up things. But yeah, Sam Gloves. Are you an actual? Do you actually have a YouTube channel called Sam Gloves? Frank has gone and led on the cold tiled flooring in the hallway. Check this out. It's a weird night. Wow, there is a channel called Sam Gloves. You've got 151,570 subscribers for only 50. That's very. Wow. Okay, Sam. Hello. Do you do live videos at all? Or shorts? No, you don't. Maybe you need to do a video live when you're trying your gloves on, mate. Sam, my next. This is wrapping it. This is not being rude to you. If you check you rewind for just 5 minutes. You see, I was going to wrap this up. If you come on board next Saturday at 8 p.m. and you ask me to wear the rubber gloves, we'll talk about it then. I've also got gardening gloves. I had gardening gloves on earlier. I've got 2 types of gardening gloves. I have gloves that I use for chopping veg. Stop me cutting myself. I bought them. Oh, Jane. Gloves and oh. I have the blue ones in the kitchen drawer, and I've got the black one, the black food standard ones. They change them over the years. A lot of people wear the black gloves now when they're cooking. Yeah, I have. It's weird. I have gardening gloves. I also have fingerless mitten gloves. You've got a bit of a following there. I should imagine you do really well on something like TikTok. I don't know. Never thought about it. Remind me next Saturday, Sam, at 8 o'clock. I'm on at 8 o'clock. And if you do that, maybe. Yeah. She said she... let me see. Jamie follow. Okay. That's interesting. Depends what kind of gloves, isn't it? I've got two different types of the latex. Is it latex, which you wear for when you're painting, decorating, and then I've got gloves that I wear when I'm out. I've got gloves for when I'm out in the wild. Do you know what the funny thing is? The most impractical things I ever bought. I wasn't vegan, so when I started dog walking, I had a couple of pairs of gloves. I lost one glove on a walk. And they broke my heart. I wouldn't wear them now because they're called by a company called Sealskin. They were not made from sealskins, but they're still. I'm sure they were animal based. I can't remember, but definitely not sealskins. It's because they were waterproof. And I lost one. I was gutted, but I'd only worn them once or twice. I've got a pair of ski gloves, type gloves, and I can't hold the leads. I had to take the gloves off when I'm picking up the dog doo-doo mess, whatever. And wearing gloves is absolutely. But my old car never had any air conditioning and never had any heating for about 3-4 years. So this winter, I've had air conditioning for the first year in about 3 or 4 years. And now I've got heating for the winter. God, it's going to be luxury. Ah. That's a fair point. Yeah, the plastic. I know what you're on about, Jane. Yeah. I never thought about that. I've got to get petrol tomorrow. I should be volunteering at FARS on Sunday, going over there and doing a bit, but I can see it's going to be a busy weekend, but they need help over the weekend because they're away. Going to wrap things up in a sec, guys. Please, if you've got this far and you haven't already, give it a thumbs up. For something to get used to, weekly vegan food shops. By the way, Sam, just so you know, this is a vegan channel. Doesn't matter if you don't have to be vegan. You can love your gloves. You can, book reviews, food reviews, meal of the day, dog walks, because I'm a dog walker, and anything vegan, basically. Please subscribe. That'd be amazing. And I will check your channel out a bit, Sam. I mean, I've checked. I'm not going to subscribe until I've watched a few, to be honest with you. See how we get on. But I did find you. Well, you know I found you because I told you about how many. There you go. Found your channel. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I thank everyone. Oh. No double here. Okay. If you've got this far, like I said, please, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I'm going to chill out for an hour before bed. Got a long day tomorrow. Got the ice hockey at Cardiff Devils. I'm going to a vegetarian and vegan restaurant somewhere in Cardiff, I believe. The game's in Cardiff. We've got a table booked for 3 o'clock. I will do a video on the food, I'm sure, and give it a nice update. Julie, thank you, Ian, and everyone on the chat. It's been a lovely evening. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much, Julie. Have a great weekend. We'll see. Let me know if you're here tomorrow. Good night, Julie. Good night, Jane. Sam, see you next Saturday, 8 o'clock. Back to normal next week. By the way, say it quickly. Sorry. I might do another. Oh, it's frozen. It's frozen. That's a sign. I need to wrap it up. I might do another live on Sunday, to be honest with you guys. I might make hay while the sun shines, as the saying goes. We'll see how tomorrow goes. I might do a live, and I've got Sunday. I'm hoping to do a bit of video in it when I go to FARS as well, of Tom and all the other characters there. But Tom never got, I only got a 30-second video in. I'm going to wrap it up for now. I'm thinking of doing a live on Sunday. It'll probably be early evening. I'll put a little note up if I do during Sunday. Okay, please take care, stay safe, and thanks for everyone for watching. It's always great, really appreciated. Bye, Jacqueline. Hey, take care, Jacqueline. I hope you're okay. Please just take care of yourself. Bye. Bye. Say goodbye, guys. Nice to meet you, Sam. See you next Saturday. Bye. Take care. Stay safe. Till next one. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. The notification will be there. It will happen. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.